Okay, Dad, thanks for joining us again for another update. We'll go back to the Winchester away game, which we won 1-0. Recollection of that game?
Yeah, no, a very pleasing 1-0 win. I think as managers we quite enjoy the 1-0 wins because ultimately you've got to stay concentrated fully for the full 90 minutes and not switch off and dig in a little bit. And I thought it was that. We were the dominant team in that game. I felt created the better opportunities, won our personal duels, but the last 5-10 minutes of that match, Winchester threw the kitchen sink at us. And to be fair to the boys, they stayed strong and managed to get the win. Albeit we did sag a little bit as a back line. We dropped off and allowed pressure on, and they created a couple of opportunities towards the end there. But I thought we deserved the win, and yeah, really pleased with the boys' attitude to see it over the line. I think we've been guilty in the past of maybe not seeing games out, and they managed to get that one over the line and fully deserved.
And then we had a bit of a gap between games, but then we had Poole Town here yesterday, which was 2nd January, which unfortunately was a defeat 3-1. Hard one to take.
Yeah, it was a difficult one to take because the form of the boys had been really positive up until that game in terms of, I think, 7 games, 4 wins, just the 1 defeat against Beaconsfield. So I was kind of going into that game feeling really not confident. Confident's the wrong word, but excited to see where the boys were at. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, the boys didn't perform. You know, we were slow out the blocks. I think the first goal, the player has conned the referee there. Watching it back, Jerry's showing him down the line, and if you watch it closely in slow motion, as us managers do, Toby's obviously kicked the back of Jerry's leg and then fell over, and the Poole guys behind the goal have made a big noise, and as referees often do, succumb to a bit of pressure and maybe not give the right decision. But not taking anything away from Poole. Poole Town were the better team on the day. They won their personal duels and settled into the game a lot quicker. And ultimately, we had 45 minutes off. We didn't perform in the first 45 minutes. I think we lacked quality in possession, and then out of possession, like I said, Poole were winning the duels. So, take nothing away from Poole, they were the deserved winners. And I'm very disappointed to lose that football match because I thought it was a fantastic atmosphere around the football club. It was kind of like a throwback to how it used to be back when I was playing. Lots of people turning up and good spirit around the club and an excitement. But ultimately, the performance didn't warrant the occasion.
Yeah. We lost Dinesh early on in that game. He had to come off, stretchered off in fact.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's going to be missing for a little while.
Potentially, yeah. Looked a bad one, but we'll wait for it to settle down and see where he's at. But yeah, obviously not good. But often with injuries, I kind of not be too knee jerk with them and just wait for things to settle down and player knows his body better than anybody and see where he's at in a couple of days.
Some good news then. Josh Summerton's returned and made a very good showing for himself.
Yeah, no, look, I think singling out praise isn't really the way I operate, but to be fair to Josh, he'd been obviously struggling with an injury and he's come back sooner than we expected. And it was a difficult one for Josh because he wasn't sure where he was at. We didn't want to bring him on the pitch. We wanted to kind of protect him a little bit, but Dinesh has had to come off and Josh has just, got himself out there and bit down on the gum shield and got on with it and shown a real mental fortitude and strength to perform the way he did. I think he rightly so was the man of the match for our team, and more pleased with his attitude than his actual performance. His performance was great, but you want characters out on the football pitch representing the football club, and Josh Summerton ticked that box yesterday.
Certainly did. Let's go back to that atmosphere yesterday. It was very good. A lot of it from the Poole fans, to be fair, but it's something we want to see more of. Because our home record hasn't been hasn't been the best, has it? So get
No.
a crowd behind us would be a
Yeah,
good way to go.
look, that's my responsibility. Ultimately, I've got to get the players performing and entertain the fans. I think the problem is the Rimac I've always known it to be a fortress. When I was here, it was a difficult place for other teams to come. But for whatever reason, our form under myself, and I think even seasons gone before, I think last season out of, I don't know, 20 some games, we'd only won 6 at home. So for some reason, I don't know if it's psychologically or what, there seems to be a little bit of a block there at home. So we need to remedy that, whether that's bringing in characters who can handle playing at home in front of a crowd, or just a different mentality in terms of how we play our home games. I think we got caught a little bit against Poole in a mode which was like an away team performance against Winchester on a really terrible pitch where weren't able to play football. We kind of we stayed in that mode and were too direct rather than just settling down and finding a pass and showing our quality. But yeah, the point is the home record is very, very poor, and we need to remedy that. We want the Rimac to be a fortress. We want people to come here and enjoy themselves. I think it was fantastic, the atmosphere around the ground in terms of outside of the football match. Everyone enjoyed themselves and had a good time. The bar was heaving. Hospitality was great. Yeah, so there's loads and loads of positives, but ultimately my responsibility as a manager is to put a team out there on the football pitch and get them to perform so they enjoy the football side of it. And we're doing that. We're chipping away. We're still transitioning. We will be transitioning up until next season when I can really put my stamp on it. But let's not lose any perspective. The lads have been on a good run. Just the 1 defeat in 7 leading into Poole, 4 wins. So let's not get on their backs too much. We just got to make sure we dust ourselves down and prepare ourselves for the next game.
Talking about that transitional period, another departure we've had is Josh Wakefield has left the club.
Yeah, another good servant to the football club and a really nice lad who got on great in the changing rooms. But ultimately, I think Josh was coming to the end of his career, so he tells me. And I need players at the football club who are still hungry and motivated and want to get to certain levels. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, for Josh, he didn't fall into that bracket. But I mean, if he finds his love for the game again or his hunger, he's a fantastic footballer, and no doubt will provide excellent service to anyone he decides to play for in the future.
And yet again, dwelling on the transitional period. I've spoken to you several times on the phone over the Christmas and New Year festive period, and you seem to be constantly at football games, scouting missions.
Yeah, no, it's my responsibility as a manager to make sure when we bring footballers into the football club that the right quality and the right character, and you only do that from getting out there and having a look yourself and going out and watching matches. Something I enjoy doing anyway. It's not a chore. I think most managers are the same. You get out there and it's quite nice to go and watch football matches and watch players. But yeah, we're very busy behind the scenes in terms of making sure we're ticking the boxes off, ready for next season, but this season as well.
Yeah. So next game is Swindon Supermarine away. We hope to bounce back.
Yeah, another tough game. No easy games in this league, but Swindon's obviously just down the road there, a bit of a derby. We'll look forward to the game and want to see a real positive reaction from the lads. Like I said, I've been happy with the progress of the boys. They've been chipping away and performing well. And they're getting fitter. They're getting stronger. I think this is a little blip in the road, but no, the guys have come a long way. I think in my first interview I said there's going to be bumps in the road and there's going to be times where we feel a bit despondent and a bit negative, but ultimately the bigger picture is everything's progressing and we're moving in the right direction, and it was a really positive feel about the football club yesterday. And as a manager, like I said, it's my duty for the performance on the pitch, but the bigger picture is the community and everyone in around Salisbury coming to the football club and enjoying themselves and having a good time, and that was a really positive step in that direction. So no, we'll get prepared for Swindon and look forward to it.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and I'll let you go on with preparation.
Thank you.
Cheers.